something fine then.
Okay.
I'll double check.
Yeah.
Diane.
There's a lot of different little things
know.
like that you can donate.
Somewhere that, you
Oh.
know, day.
Yeah, or something in the,
All right, everybody, we are on live.
sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Welcome. It's good to see everybody. I've been hibernating, so I didn't want to pick up any bad little bugs. So, but it's good to see everybody, and it's good to be out. And I think we're going to have a pretty short meeting. And we welcome Amy. She looks a lot like Liz, doesn't she? She's filling in for Liz because Liz took the day off today and probably needed it because she's been very busy. It's been crazy busy for her. But she did get our budget in and went before the select board. Mary Ann and John and I were there that night. So all went well. And if anybody watches the tape of that meeting, it was, I think,
Yeah,
a couple of weeks
a
ago.
couple of weeks ago now.
But
2 weeks?
Brian Tarbucks from the Finance Committee was so complimentary to Elder and Human Services and the staff and what they provide to this town.
He certainly was.
He was just so complimentary. And people that have had experience working with any of the staff, I hear the same. I've heard the same from people that I know well. And so, thank you, girls. And to the rest, too, everybody else. So, we have a lot to be proud of. And also, I will share with you what I was saying before we became live. My son happened to come in here to talk to Liz and meet her last week. And she showed him and gave him for his computer the diagram of the new building and was explaining the components of the new building. And he called me and he said, "Mom, that building's amazing. You people are so lucky. I can't believe how nice that building is." Because she was telling him about the ceiling, you know, over in the billiards room and a lot of the things, the extras that people aren't even aware of. And I'm saying that because I want people to realize that. People just aren't aware. And they need to be contributing too. I've said this message, I want to get it out again. But if somebody volunteers or gives of their time now, they should be get a leaf for that donor tree that the Friends are going to be purchasing and putting up in the lobby, because get your name up there for eternity to be, recognized, because people are so nice and helpful. And they really need to be. And I suggested, as I did, I suggested to my kids, hey, it's a great Christmas birthday present. If you have more than one child, I just said to I have two, I said, share the cost. Buy me a leaf for my birthday. So
And your birthday was?
happened to be Sunday.
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 Happy birthday.
But anyway, that's all right. I don't pay much attention to those anymore, except when I want something from my kids.
There you go.
Well, I don't need anything. It's so hard to come up with something that you
I
would
would have
like.
brought you cupcakes.
Listen, I'm fine. I don't need cupcakes, but thank you. So anyway, I'll stop raving about the building, but I just want people to understand how wonderful it is, and if they have questions, I've heard some people say, yeah, I keep thinking about doing that, and they just need to call Liz and talk to her. So, okay, we are all here in person, and that's a nice present. So we have a quorum, and we have these two little things that we have to think about, that we have an open meeting law we've got to adhere to, which we do, and this is a recorded meeting. So, and I've already said Amy is taking place, or covering for Liz today, and she will be giving all of the reports. I don't know, and Alicia's here too, so maybe she's doing the outreach report?
Yes.
Great.
Megan's covering the phones because Sue's not here.
And Megan's upstairs covering the phones, great. And I-
Gotta have one of you up there.
So, well, that's great. Other announcements, now that I've taken the show and been mouthy here?
Well,
Anybody?
there's always the food pantry, the one here in front of the door
Yeah, our little food, yeah.
and the one at the Baptist church is They're both always looking for
Yep.
non-perishables.
Yeah, because, and I see people, I know at the church, you go right by it, when you're driving around there, down around the common. And I often will see somebody there helping themselves, which is why it's there.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
it's a perfect, and there's plenty of parking.
That's it, right. And you're
That-
off the road, they pull in easily.
Yep.
And so
Yeah, and so it empties out very quickly.
it does. So, thank you. Any other announcements? Mary Ann?
I was asked today to thank the Friends for the pizza that so generously is given for the bingo and for the breakfasts. Yes, the
Oh.
breakfast, yes,
Well, nice.
yes.
Yes, we do thank the Friends. And we haven't had a member of the Friends here for our meetings for a long time. I'm going to,
Last time was Andy.
Andy and
Yeah,
Charlie
and
came
Charlie
to talk
came out.
about the leaves.
and they have a meeting, I believe, tomorrow, which I'm not able to attend, but Anita's going to be representing us. Maybe you could re-invite them tomorrow at the meeting.
I will.
To come to our board meetings.
I'll ask him what's up.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, because I thought probably Charlie would have come today or whatever, but I was asked by Barbara to pass that along, how appreciative they are of the pizza on the bingo days and the breakfasts that they so
And
generously.
the other thing too, we try when we go to the women's breakfast on Wednesday, we all make sure that we stand and clap and thank Charlie for cooking.
And
Because it's a big deal to come in early, and cook breakfast for us.
especially now, he's got some,
He's got trouble with his
Yeah.
knees and
But
stuff.
Knees
there's a
and-
lady that does cooking as well.
Yes,
every
she's-
time.
she's
I don't know her
fantastic.
name. We need to thank her too, because she and Charlie do all the cooking.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and she
Charlie
does a
does
great
get-
job.
Yes, and Charlie does, and he deserves it, so I don't want this to sound negative. Charlie does the cooking, but so does this lady, and this lady should be thanked as well, and I don't know her name.
Her first name is Marilyn, but I can't think of her last name.
No, it's not Marilyn Converse.
Maureen? No, it's not Converse, no. No, she's a
Michelle?
taller lady. She lives up on the hill, and her husband is a wallpaper and painter, because he wallpapered my house, and I can never think of his name.
but
Larry Wentz. The last name is Wentz, but I don't know her
She
first name.
deserves a lot of thank you, too.
Yes, she does, because she's
doesn't
there
get
all
it,
the time.
And she doesn't get any.
So when people go in for breakfast too, they ought to thank her.
Right.
personally.
Yes, they should.
Yes, so,
Because breakfast is always very good.
it is. It's wonderful.
This
We're lucky.
month, I think he's making French toast.
Oh,
Oh, there you
His
go.
recipe that, that he is excited to get, and it's gonna be French toast.
wow. He is
Good.
good. He
Yes,
is,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
He really
the
is.
two of them are excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a lot.
They,
Yep, so that was it for me, thank you.
Thank you
Yep.
for speaking up for us. So, any other announcements? No? If not, we're going to move on to the minutes, and you'll notice that you have a front and back side. I went looking for the second page, and
I'm sorry, I didn't do it. I saved paper.
oh no, you do no.
She's
It's,
saving a tree.
well, you should have it. You should be saving a tree.
like
You're
it
doing your job. That's all.
I like it like this, too.
I do too. It's one, why waste the paper? But oftentimes, I can't do that if I'm printing at home, type of thing, so. So, I don't know, do we have any corrections?
I make a motion to accept the minutes of
I'll second that.
January 13th.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we accept the minutes of January 13, and we are all here. I don't think I have to do a roll call.
No.
All I can just say, all those in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
Are there any abstentions or noes? I think that was a volunteer, a unanimous vote, that's the word I was looking for.
Shorter next.
Thank you. We will move on, and as I said, we covered, whoops, my pen isn't going to work, there we go. Okay. And we don't have anyone here from the Friends, but we will, and as I said, Anita's going to be asking and inquiring if they can probably come again to our meetings. I don't know what's happened, so. we'll try to get them to come back so that they can keep us up to date. I do know that the Friends have been very generous for our new building, and people need to realize that they have donated $75,000 so far to our new building. And I believe 50,000 of it is for the
Multi-purpose.
multipurpose room. And then the 25,000 is for use for the lobby area to just whatever is needed there. And they're working with Liz on that. So I know there's been consideration about having a coffee area when people come in, to be able to get a cup of coffee and sit down and socialize and just relax type of thing. I don't know what's going to end up, but that's my understanding. So kudos and thank yous to the Friends for helping us out. Anybody else have anything to add to that? Okay. All right, we're up to the director's report. Amy?
All right, let's see if I can relay this. I'm going to try to share the screen. There we go. So there's our stats for the month of January. So we have a new high for our event sign-ins, 1,084. Those numbers just seem to keep climbing steadily.
Wow.
Which is great. Our outreach, we did have a couple holidays this month, but our outreach has been holding somewhat steady, slightly a drop, but it's been a little bit more complicated cases coming in, a little bit more time spent on those, so. More in depth.
Wow. It's still amazing. Always is.
It totally is.
Yeah.
A lot of great work, a lot of new programs coming. So Megan's working hard at getting some new things booked. So very exciting things. I was going to note the most recent donation of the Friends of the $25,000 that is going to be going towards the lobby. So a huge thank you to the Friends, and I do hope that I did not misinterpret Andy. He did stop by earlier, and I thought he was talking about the select board meeting, which that date has not been set yet.
Okay.
For Liz to recognize the Friends for donating that.
It has to
most
go
recent
through a
$25,000.
process of formal acceptance
Yes.
by the select board, right? But
Right.
He caught me when I was on a call, so I hope I didn't misinterpret.
Ah.
So if I did, I apologize, Andy.
I didn't see it. I always look at their agendas, and I didn't see that.
No, I don't think it's on. for
I
this
don't think
week.
it is
It's
either.
not on for tonight, no.
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 I thought he was, I didn't know if he meant today's meeting, though, our board
Oh, our board.
meeting. So apologies, that's my mistake, so I will unshare my screen. So on February 1st, we started with our new mental health coordination provider, which is Care Solace. I'm working on getting that information up on our website. So this is a 24/7, 365-day-a-year mental health resource for the community. Even staff, I think, can access it if there's a need for them as well or their family.
Nice.
So you can self-refer online or by phone. It's confidential and free. So this is a huge resource for the community, and I hope
Wow.
people take advantage of it. It's a way to help finding providers that will accept your insurance or accepting new patients. It kind of helps you when you're in those moments where you really can't, taking on something so large is very much of a burden and can deter people from getting the help that they need. So having this resource available to them for somebody to do that for them is such a huge help. So I hope people take advantage of it. And if you want more information, feel free to give our office a call, and we'll be happy to steer you in the right direction. I also wanted to announce our small grant program.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a grant that was applied for through the state. It's 120, please correct me if any of this is misspoken, Sue. It's a $120,000 grant. We have to use this grant by June 30th of 2026. So it's going to award eligible households up to $7,500 towards critical home repair or home modification or adaptation to help people remain in place safely and to address safety concerns. So this was also went live on February 1st, so applications can begin to be accepted and submitted to me directly. If you have questions about the program or your eligibility or what types of work can be covered under that program, feel free to contact me directly and we will discuss it further. It's been great. I've been talking with Henry a lot about some possible jobs for some members of the community, and he's willing to go out and take a look and
Wow.
help people and provide some pointers on what to say when they meet with contractors. So it's a really great opportunity for a lot of households in Littleton if we can get them the applications in and going.
Did you just say you have to spend it by June of '26?
Yes.
Wow.
So this is a grant that has to be used by the end of the fiscal year for
Oh, the end of the fiscal year.
the next
For June
fiscal year.
26th.
So
Yeah,
June 30th of 2026. So we have a year and a half roughly to use it.
That'll go by fast, probably.
So this is all on our website already. If you go on the Elder and Human Services page, you can find it. It's the lowest tab on the left-hand side of our screen. It'll say Small Grant Program, and the application is there. The guidelines are there. But again, if you have any questions and you prefer to talk it out, then I'm available. So I'm very excited about that. I also wanted to bring up our extremely successful Shred Day, which was also on February 1st.
Oh,
Big
yes.
month, February, for a short month.
And that was not a good day. Actually, I wanted to take advantage of that, and I couldn't, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I did take advantage
So I hope we
of it.
have it again.
I did.
We
Where
are-
the weather, and it's
Yes.
not winter.
Yep, we're hoping to do it again in the warmer weather, so probably in
Right.
the summertime. But we
Good.
had roughly 70 cars
Wow.
that came through.
70.
We had a lot of positive feedback from the community, and we wanted to thank the Littleton Police Department for all their support and keeping everybody safe and making sure the flow of traffic was good. So, but yeah, those are my updates from Liz.
Yeah, I saw the pictures too about that, on the shredding day.
Yeah.
Yes, and I really was planning on using it, and then I couldn't get my act together enough to be organized and ready for it.
I couldn't get out
Well, I had problems getting.
because of my husband, so Kathy came and got my,
Oh, that was nice.
and when she came through, she said there was only 5 cars. So it was fast when she came through. I don't know how it went the rest of the morning.
I wasn't here, but I know that there was a lot of communication around that to make
Yeah.
sure that the flow
Yeah.
of traffic was good and no
Great.
backups happened.
Yeah.
So,
That's such a great service.
yeah. So don't fret. There will be another day coming soon in the warmer months.
In the warmer months.
Great.
It's a good program.
Oh, and that's my updates.
Okay. Me? Yeah, you ready? Come up and help us. Fill us in. So, you've been busy.
Yes.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah, I just have a couple of reminders, I guess, just of certain things that are big right now. Right now is the Medicare Advantage open enrollment, so for any members of a Medicare Advantage plan, they have until the end of March in order to make a change or switch their plans or anything like that. So I'm here to help with anybody who's looking for that. Of course, right now it's the SMOC fuel assistance and Good Neighbor Energy and that time, so anybody who's looking for help with that. I did want to just mention I have a very small list of people who are looking or available to help with shoveling, and then I have a list of people kind of in the area that do plowing, but I kind of just wanted to put it out there with all the snow that we've been getting,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look like it's stopping. So hopefully it's not too much more, but anybody who's looking to maybe get involved in volunteering for that or in need of that, let me know. And then I do have a meeting this week with, kind of along the same lines as the small grant program, I have a meeting this week with the outreach person from Habitat for Humanity, who's going to come and talk about their critical home repair and their restore program and some of the
Oh.
other things, just to give me a good overview and reminder. And that's it.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks.
Any questions for Amy or Alicia? No? As always, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, too, I was thinking about this at one point, just as you were talking, but I was thinking, too, people need to realize, I think that Megan, our new program coordinator, is open to receiving suggestions for programs that people would like to, perhaps have available. So I just want to encourage people to let her know. I mean, she'll make decisions fine about whether it's some, they might know of a person who does a great program, a particular person, and so communicate with her, because I think she would welcome that.
She does, yep. She's gotten a few calls from folks that are
Great.
making some suggestions, and she explores every single one of them and
Yep.
sees what we can do. So some stuff has to wait till the warmer months, but.
Right, but that's okay, yeah. But that's okay, that keeps the balance, because this is a time of year that's hard to get through, too. It's, and of course, we haven't had so much snow until now. It's kind of depressing this year that we're having to deal with so much, of it, I
Catching
think.
up.
So, what's that?
I say we're catching up.
I know, we're making up for,
Previous
I would
years.
have liked it back at Christmas time.
oh, yeah. Yeah, it would have been nicer, I think, but, yep, so, okay. All right, any questions for either gal here?
No,
No?
they're doing a great job.
You are, as always. And the numbers just keep boggling my mind, and it's almost scary because of, we know that when history has shown that when you move into a new building, the numbers even increase more. And so I'm thinking, if they're handling this now, what are they going to be doing when we get into that new building? It's going to be almost overwhelming in a way, so, yeah. And that came up, incidentally, I think the select board at their meeting when they approved our budget were very, Peaches, you were there too, I thought they were very understanding of the fact that it's impossible to predict what the needs of the department is going to be once you're in that building. And they know that. So how do you project what you need for that fiscal year, the next fiscal year coming up? Very difficult situation to be in. But they're sensitive to that, and I found that encouraging.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were very, very concerned and very behind Liz,
Absolutely.
recognizing that she will have some issues probably.
Yeah, and it's gonna be difficult, and you can't know, the things that you're gonna have to be dealing with until you're there. So, yep. And so it's nice that people have that understanding, and I hope the public understands. It's gonna take time, truly, for that. And as Jean offered last meeting, she was suggesting to Liz that the staff need to just shut down for a couple of weeks to make that move. I think you talked about that, didn't you? In our last
And
meeting.
Littleton is a very generous community. When we moved from our location with the library to that building over there, the demands for staffing grew, and the community supports. They truly do support.
We've had a handful of calls of coming in from folks that have already presented themselves as an option for when we need support moving into the new building and willing to volunteer their time.
Nice.
To help us, so.
Oh,
We have
wonderful.
a running list. Right.
That's great. Thank you, Littleton. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yes, so,
But I think Littleton as a whole can appreciate what we're getting because we've waited so long. And they understand, that our department grew out of here years ago and we're still stuck here. So to see us have a new building and be able to give so much more, the town will be behind us, I'm sure.
yep. It sure is exciting.
I make a move that we accept the director's report and the outreach coordinator's report as presented.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Marilyn seconding? Okay, we have a motion on the floor to accept the director's report and the outreach coordinator's monthly report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any objections? Nope. It's a unanimous vote? All right, thank you. Great. Okay, old business. Do you have an update from Liz by any chance on what's happening with the new building? No.
No, I've seen some recent pictures, but I think they were working on the main floor. I don't have any other.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reception desk was put in last week. We got to see the nice blue front of that desk, and I know our offices, I think, are all done.
Are they
They're
really?
All the walls are painted, carpets are in.
Wow, wow.
Do you think there'll be another
Tour?
We can always explore that.
As we get closer to
yes.
opening.
Yeah, I was reading you mine.
Yep. As long as they're willing to allow us over there, I think we can do small ones, small little groups to go over.
Well, you know, I was looking at the diagram, I think I mentioned earlier, my son has it on his computer now because he was so impressed, you know. And when you think about the physical layout of that building, it's just wonderful, I think, and where the offices are, and actually even the entrance from the outside to get into those offices.
Yeah,
You know,
it's really-
that's great, because you don't have to come in the front door and go all the way through. It's going to be so nice, just exciting.
Nice traffic flow.
Yeah, beautiful. And and some privacy too, you know, it's structured in such a positive way, and that, of course, some of us have been lucky enough to see the size of that multi-purpose room. I know it brought tears to my
Yeah,
eyes.
it's huge.
First time I saw it when we had our tour.
Yeah, it's
It's
huge.
just, it's huge, yeah. So,
As far as an update, the only thing I know is that it's still on target. We're still on
we're
target.
still on target.
For
April, May,
So I think
April, March, April.
the construction to be completed, I think, is more like March.
March
but
11th was
that's
the
not
date.
when we get the keys. I think that kind of happens a little later.
yeah.
It'll be
I think it's
perfectly
into
ready for us
April.
to move in. It'll be,
Amy, I was at the meeting, PMBC.
oh, okay.
I saw the pictures of like where Gail's office will be in the kitchen, how nice that is. And they're still working on March 11th. However, that will not include paving or landscaping.
Right, yeah.
But that was as of,
But that's okay. I mean,
as
That's
of last
okay.
Wednesday night.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's really.
March 11th, it's around the corner.
Oh, it is.
No,
I
it's
mean,
only a month
literally,
from
you think-
tomorrow.
A month from tomorrow. I
4
mean,
weeks, because this is a short month.
It's just creeping up. I was writing the little blurb for the broadcaster for March, and it was, I said, time's flying.
Yeah.
2 more months, and we're, you know, it's it. So when you think about it. All right, thank you. Do we have other comments about the senior center project? We're just, I think, I'm getting very anxious. Yeah. I think, you know, to,
I'm tired to start helping with
Yeah.
setting
Yeah.
up or doing whatever's
whatever we
needed.
can do, yes. I know, we have a little lull right at the moment, I think, but as
Yeah.
far as what
It's
we
coming.
can do, but we, yes, be prepared. So, be prepared when we're needed, we will be informed and we'll step up, I'm sure. Yeah.
Ready to go, yeah.
Okay. Okay, under new business, board member update. However, our 2 people that made changes here, Marilyn, how are you doing with the
Well, I had my
Minuteman?
first meeting Wednesday. I think
Great.
It was Wednesday morning. Yeah, they talked mostly about finances
Oh.
and how, and one of the, and Sue and I just chatted about that. But the other thing they talked about, which I thought was rather interesting, was the 50th anniversary celebration that they're having in the fall.
Oh,
However, it is mainly for the large donors.
oh, really? What's the matter with the small donors? Are they prejudiced or
know.
something? What's going on?
And let's see, they're going to have a corrective action plan. It's a lot, this celebration for the 50th anniversary is, quote, a large donor fundraiser.
Oh,
Listen to
they
us.
want
They
money.
want money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, they're trying to assess the performance continually, you know, and testing new compliance metrics and standards. I think that's about it, right? Right, Sue?
Sounds good.
Well, thank you for making that transition. I'm sure Sue is happy that she's about to.
Yes, well, last Wednesday morning, I was doing something else, and all of a sudden I realized, oh yeah, today's Wednesday, and it's the first Wednesday, or whatever, and I don't have to be on the computer.
So that's good. So,
They asked me to come over, and I said, when the weather is.
And now you,
I don't, and there's a.
all
they-
the way to Burlington for
I know.
9:15 in the morning
Yeah.
meeting.
And that's when all the
traffic is,
workers at the traffic.
yeah,
And what I did when they talked before about really trying to push to not have it hybrid, to have everybody come, and once in a while have everyone come or whatever. And I just kept piping up and saying, no, you've got to do it hybrid, because you guys forget that we're out here a ways, you
Yeah.
know? And the towns that they don't have reps from, Harvard, they don't have a rep from Harvard.
Tewksbury was one.
And Tewksbury, they don't, but there's
Well,
Foxborough, they don't have one.
There
from-
was a whole list of
Oh,
them.
yeah, they have a whole big list, but like Boxborough, if we
Harvard.
didn't have one, but, you know, in Harvard, we're the out here quite a ways
right.
from Burlington.
It's a
And,
trip.
Yeah.
And I went once when they were in their rental space in Burlington, and that wasn't too bad, because you could get off the back road.
Yeah, that's when I went.
Well,
Yeah.
they used to be in Bedford.
That's right, when I
originally.
first started.
When they were in
Yeah.
Bedford for a long time, and
Yeah.
then they moved to
Burlington,
Burlington.
right.
For temporary. And I went to one then, and that wasn't bad. You could get off Route 3 and do some back roads. But now they're further up 128 from Route 3.
Oh, really? I haven't been
Up
there.
Another exit.
28.
No, that's, you know, that's
Just
a
keep
trip.
saying no. You know, I mean, because it isn't just you.
Oh,
It's,
no.
You know, other
it's
people too.
Harvard. It's
I was shocked at how many towns don't have a
Oh, yeah.
representative.
They
There's
do.
a lot of towns.
They do have quite a list of towns, and they're supposed to have, according to their bylaws or whatever, however many towns it is, you know, they're supposed to be able to keep a quorum of
Yeah.
reps. But it's,
They
they
don't.
have quorums for their meetings because they have
They have the people there.
members at large, right?
Oh.
So when they started, they needed a rep from every town, and that was the original board of directors, or they didn't call them that then, I guess. And then they wanted people with more expertise, so they increased to have directors at large. And most of those people have like financial expertise or lawyers or, you know,
And those are the-
business management, that kind of thing.
And those are the ones that attend the meeting in
Yes.
person,
Yes.
not the,
Reps, there's not
Reps
too
from
Not the
many.
town,
no.
townies.
Right,
And
not
not
too,
even that many of us were on Zoom.
I don't know, it seems to me that you would want to really encourage the town, you know, participation.
I would think so.
Well,
You would think.
The one thing,
I would agree that they should, but their meetings don't have any piece of it that really highlights towns. They started off doing a thing, and I did one for Littleton. They started off having the COA rep do a quick 10-minute presentation about what your COA does, or what your challenges, they wanted it to be challenges in town, and it was right when we just had gotten town vote for, you know, the new building and
Oh, yeah.
all of that, so I could talk a lot about that. And we could talk about TRED, and we get, you know, that kind of thing. I did one, Carlisle did one, somebody else did one, Lexington, and then it all fell apart. They didn't
Oh.
do it anymore.
oh, one thing they did talk about that, where they're not, is their funding is not directly fed, but through the state.
Right.
And home care, there will be some caps on new enrollments coming in March. They've got no guidelines yet, but it's statewide.
Well, yeah,
So
you
there's
gotta
not
wonder
enough
about all
money
the cuts that have been
available.
going on and everything, that
That's
how
right.
much
Yeah,
is, you
they're
know,
cutting
gonna
everything.
Yeah.
you know, affect somebody someplace like Manhattan.
Yeah, because they're not sure on the,
I mean,
They
we-
do have an overall 2% increase in the state, overall state budget, 2% increase. That doesn't sound like very much. Yeah, good news is the deficit we expected in '25 is not reflected in '26.
Oh.
But I didn't understand that because I
they
wasn't here.
definitely go into detail on their financials
Oh.
at every single meeting.
And I've never been a bean counter. I mean, I shared a $20-some-odd million budget with somebody else when I was at Digital to run a big event. I still was, and we were told you could not go over budget, and we didn't. But boy, if it wasn't for the finance department, I couldn't have done it,
Yeah,
because I'm not a
yeah.
business.
Well, interesting times. So
Yes.
thank you for the
Yeah.
transition, though, and
Yes.
freeing Sue up.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Yes, Marilyn, thank you for taking that on. And I'm sure Sue is,
There is a
Happy.
huge list of things that Minuteman does.
yeah.
It's huge.
And you don't realize what it is.
I thought, do you know, I originally thought all they did was the senior diner. And
Oh,
Hawaiian.
no.
Meals on
And Meals on
No,
Wheels?
no, this is Meals on Wheels. I thought that was it. This
Oh,
was
no.
several years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought that was it. And I didn't know, when Dick was going to cooperative elder care, I did not know that Minuteman Senior was involved in it.
Yeah, they did talk when I was there or when I was on, they did talk for a while, and maybe in connection with the 50th anniversary would be a good time for them to get out into the communities and do some presentations.
I
or-
suggested that
Yeah.
the other day.
Yeah.
I said, because when they were introducing me and asked me to, I said, well, I was a marketing manager. I said, and I believe that this group needs to get out and make presentations to the COAs in all of the towns.
That's a good suggestion.
We've
They-
had them present at our caregiver support group before.
But not caregivers, at something bigger than that.
Right.
You know, maybe a lunch and learn with Minuteman. That, that might be an idea.
I can't remember who they're,
Kelly?
Kelly. Well, I know I had a client at St. Vincent de Paul, and I worked with Amy, and we got Minuteman involved to go and clean out the apartment and restore the apartment. And I didn't know that they went down to that level and did that as well, but they went and they paid for, I got Junk to come out and do what they had to do. I mean, which I didn't know they did. They didn't go that
They
far.
don't pay for
they
grab
did.
bars in your bathtub or shower.
Right, yeah.
I just,
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
there's a lot. I mean, I have this list on a piece of orange paper, and it lists, I mean, that's more than I even knew when I was taking the job on. That they are really good.
Yeah.
They talked about doing displays in the libraries, for instance, in all the towns to sort of at least pass out
That would be some
information,
great
you
marketing.
know. And having a presentation at either a COA board meeting or at, whatever.
It's true,
we
because-
wanted to do. And that all fell through. They just never followed
Follow
through.
through on it.
I'm sure they're short-staffed like
Yeah.
everything
Like everyone
else,
else.
but
I
You
will
really
keep,
would.
I will
Yeah.
keep being marketing, of course.
yeah.
Good job for you, Marilyn.
That's right. I'll push it.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you. Sue, do you have anything
yes,
else
I-
from Affordable Housing Trust?
Affordable Housing Trust, yes, I do.
Okay.
As Amy said, we finally got the small grant program running, and Amy and I did a highlights show about it, so people can go and look at that if they want more information. Also, at the last Affordable Housing Trust meeting, the Affordable Housing Trust voted to increase the cap on the number of people that could be serviced by LRAP, the
good.
rental
Oh,
program.
okay.
Good. It had been 20. They put it down to 15.
I think it was 18, then we lowered it to 15.
50, yeah, it went to 18, then it went to 15. We currently have
13.
13. And they decided to put it back up to 20. So that's good. We've never hit 20, right? Since it started.
No.
And they also have to put in their formal request to CPC for the funding for that. CPC funds the LRAP program.
Oh, okay.
And I think, Durkee Farms, that's there, wanting something to be done with it. They are going for technical assistance to, through Mass Housing Partnership, to make the trust aware of what are some options. I mean, the trust has all these ideas, but some may not be really viable. And, they asked me to get in touch with TA's office for being included in one of the new town podcasts. The town runs a podcast now. I don't know how often it is. I think it's as topics come up. But anyway, I sent off an email and got a response, and he said, yes, it was on the list of topics to include in a coming up podcast, and he would be in touch with me too.
I didn't know we had a
Yeah.
podcast.
He has a whole,
didn't
he has a
know you
whole
can join
area in
us.
the TV room upstairs to do it.
Really?
You have to go in there and take a look. He's got it all set up.
We'll
to
do our
do a
dog
podcast.
Yeah.
Second floor.
Second floor?
Yeah, go into where the cable is, where Mark is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then
Oh, it's
around
there?
behind, he's got a whole like stage set up and for the podcast and everything.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah. They've had 2 townwide ones now, I think. I know
Karen
Morrison is
in charge of that.
is the one that got it going, and they've.
I like the monthly newsletter that they send out over there.
Yes.
Yeah, and the
monthly
newsletter is a
newsletter.
great addition, yeah.
Yeah.
Great thing.
Yeah, I just wish more boards would contribute, but that's my personal opinion, nothing to do.
You wish what? I'm sorry? Say it again?
That more boards would contribute to
Oh.
the newsletter.
The 2 boards that the 2 groups that,
The select board.
no, the 2 groups that are my favorites, they're each end of the age spectrum.
Oh,
They do it every month.
Yes.
Liz
Yes.
does one, and Alicia does one every month.
Yeah, yeah.
And all right.
those middle-aged people.
Forget the middle people, yeah.
Well,
Well,
But those 2 groups,
yeah, but they don't have enough up-to-date news from all the different departments.
right,
That's the problem.
you know, if
You know,
people
when they're
were-
talking, the departments are talking about, I don't have time to do that. Well, you know, the offices that have 3 people or 2 people designate one person to write a paragraph once a month about what's going on. How hard is that to take 15 minutes and write a paragraph about?
Sure, it doesn't
this
have
is
to be a
what's
lot,
happening.
yeah.
No, this is what's happening and this is where we are. But I know 2 departments that have said, well, I'm not going to do that. I can't take the time. I'm too busy. Well, you know,
you're right.
if
It's-
you want
it's
support,
like doing the little bit of things that we put into the broadcaster, you know, that.
well, you and I always are the last ones, you know.
Right, dear.
She
Liz
says
is
the due
very-
date is the Friday, yeah, and I'm always Monday. It's just,
I've gotten that way lately, but anyway.
well, it's hard because and it would be true for the newsletter too.
Yep.
For the broadcaster, you're doing next month's, what you're
Well,
going
it's
to
a
do in
month
March.
away. Yes, you're
So,
projecting way
for
ahead.
instance, I'm trying to put together my February craft class, which takes place this Wednesday.
Right.
But last Friday, I had to write down and
What
put
you're
in
gonna
the
be doing,
broadcaster
yeah.
what I'm doing in March and have a picture so people can see and I'm not even there yet. I'm still trying to put this tree together that we're going to do on Wednesday. And it's like, come on now.
I never got the broadcaster.
What do you mean you never got it?
I never got it.
You never
Well,
got, you
it's
don't get
out.
the broadcaster?
I didn't this month.
It's out.
I know,
Yeah.
it's a good thing it was on the net, or
I know, yeah.
or I wouldn't have known what was coming up to.
Wow. And
But
who
yeah.
else? I was talking to someone else. I don't know if they get it either.
I
Well,
always got
when
it.
are we due to do a townwide broadcaster distribution soon?
She
Again?
said, I thought she said at our last meeting,
It
it would
came
be in the summertime.
Or in the summertime?
She would
Okay.
do one after we opened,
Ah,
She'd do
okay,
a
yeah.
whole
Oh,
thing.
that's right. After
Probably,
we-
yes, that's
Yeah,
probably.
to get it
probably-
out there.
yeah, That would make sense. Yeah, because it's true. But the cost just to do a town-wide distribution is
Is a
nuts.
lot of money.
It's a lot of money, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
How well I know, well, I don't know about that one, but I know about the postcards that Park and Rec sends out.
They're not cheap.
No, and you have to have exact numbers for everything.
Everything, yeah.
I've been there counting one at a time
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
to get the mailing ready
yeah.
no, it's, yeah.
by mail route.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's,
it's crazy.
Wow. That's
Okay.
exciting, though. The Affordable Housing Trust, I think back to when that group started. It's amazing how that group has grown and taken on things. And the Durkee, I see where there's, that was one of the select board meetings. They're going to be talking to somebody who's interested, not Durkee, the Apple Orchard,
Neshoba, yeah.
Neshoba. They're meeting with someone who wants to take over.
Take it over.
Take it over.
thank God.
So, yeah, so, that's interesting.
Being a neighbor of it.
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
Very nice to have it.
Yes.
Do you
revived.
get the alerts? Does everybody in the board get the alert about the select board meetings and what the agendas are?
No.
I don't know how you do that. I know
You go on the website, the
you can sign up.
Selectmen's
You can
website.
sign up somewhere on the website.
Yeah, to go to
Right on
the
the
Selectmen's webpage, and there's a place that says, do you want to get the notices, and you click what board that you want to hear from, and then it automatically pops up and says, and you know something's happening.
You'll get an email just saying the select board meeting, is, and then you open every month when they have them.
And you get-
a little, just an email.
Yeah.
And it will, and then you can open it up and you can read the agenda, and so you know what's going on. And
And you
that helps.
you get police alerts and fire alerts
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything else alerts.
So, Anthony, I think, was when he was our town administrator, he set me up to get that, because I didn't know how to do it either. So, but, yeah, but people need to be aware of that. All right, well, thank you. So, for not having a lot to do, we're doing quite a bit. So, all right. Any other board member updates? And we put in the agenda back a week ago when we were talking, I was talking to Liz, and I talked briefly to Anita. Liz didn't know of any new things that she needed help right at the moment, but as we talked about it last meeting, it's going to be a phone call. Amy or Megan or somebody will send Sue Melander a message and let her know that some help is needed with something. And so we're going to all have to just step up to it, do what we can when we can.
Absolutely.
It'll happen. And then we're going to be wishing
well,
we
we
had
haven't-
quiet times again.
I'm scooping Friday.
That's right.
Yeah, our Sunday bar.
You got called to scoop.
So I hope the ice cream's not too hard.
I got very quick response, but every time I send out a thing that just says help, I get very quick response.
And I'm sorry
from the
I'm
board.
not helping right now because I'm trying to stay away from people, so.
That's the one thing about this board that I like so much from all the boards I've been on. You just say help and everybody's there.
Yeah.
Everybody on this board is willing to help no matter what, and that is so refreshing, to hear. And you feel like you got the call on the ice cream, and I would get a call, I need help at a dinner. And all of a sudden, I had everybody, and you don't have to think about it. It's there. And it's just a good thing
We are a good
that we
guy.
started getting people involved, and I think it's growing.
Yep.
And I think it'll grow even more as we do the center,
Oh, definitely.
People want to help, and for Liz and Amy, anything, you don't hesitate how big or small it is. We
We're always willing to reach out.
I'm not shoveling
more hands
snow,
on
but other than that,
No, it's true. You're right.
Packing boxes, unpacking boxes.
No, it's very exciting, though.
it is.
And I'm sure we will be busy. We'll have a lot of small groups going, off. And
Doing
whatever,
things,
Yeah,
yeah.
so. All right. There are no specific new tasks to
Right.
talk about today, but, so Liz and I decided to put that down, just
Yep.
so we can always keep that in mind, but she didn't know of anything either that she wanted us to be aware of, so I know that when I talked to her, so I think we're good. Okay. And it is only, let me look, 3:50. This is amazing. This is a record, I'm sure. It has to be. So, is there any other business that we need to discuss? Anybody? Anything? Joe, what's going on? Anything?
Nope.
No? Okay. Peaches, no?
We attended last week the Shaker Lane tour that was
Oh, yes,
in the bulletin.
yes.
That was a good, almost 2 hours.
Yes,
Yeah, we did.
and it's amazing listening to all of the people. They had a lady from the Possible Construction. They had many people there
Yeah.
to answer any questions you could come up with. And
There was probably about 8 of us.
yes,
8
I
or
was
9 of us.
really surprised there were so few.
Yeah, it was so few, we were disappointed.
Well, I think they're trying to reach out to
Time of
seniors
day.
because I think also that
It's
people
the
are
time of
concerned about the cost and especially seniors and how it's going to affect taxes.
Yeah.
So, and I did attend they had a breakfast meeting and I did it. You were there at that, I
No,
think.
the
No, you
breakfast
weren't there?
Yeah.
Or it was a breakfast or a coffee they had.
Yeah,
A
I was at,
You were there, yeah. And I attended that one, and I learned a lot. I mean, I was totally opposed, I will be honest,
I still am.
totally opposed to the new building that they were talking about. But after I sat and attended that meeting and listened to them, I can't be opposed. My conscience won't allow it. You know, we need
They're
to,
working on the
kids,
closets. I mean,
yeah,
literally
they've got kids
closets.
at desks in halls, so, because they don't have the
Desks
rooms.
But they
in
could-
halls.
So,
A comment that I have about that they could do like Acton did. Acton got a couple of trailers. And the kids loved, while they saved some money before they built the new, and they've combined a couple of schools together in one. But the kids loved being in the trailers. And they
Well-
could do that down at Shaker Lane while they saved some, because I cannot afford another $1,000.
I don't think any of us can. I mean, you know, they know
So,
that.
As a result, because of that, I will vote no, because I can't afford it.
I know that they're, you know, I'm just not as adamantly opposed as, once
Yeah.
I went and listened to them, so.
It was,
But-
it was totally eye-opening. Our
It was.
children are certainly well beyond the days of Shaker
Yeah.
Lane School.
Me
So
too.
had it been centuries since we've been in there? Oh, yeah, it was. And did I remember it being so packed?
It wasn't at that time. Our children had the best.
that's right.
Yes.
But these children's today aren't getting the best like
Right.
ours got.
it's very,
Yeah,
There are 400 and some odd children
well
that
said, Jean.
are in that school. And the teachers are doing a remarkable job. I have educators. Our son is an educator, our daughter-in-law, and my sister and a niece. So I know what teachers are expected to do, and
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, it was a 2-hour eye-opening.
But I give them a lot of credit for reaching out and trying to educate,
Yeah.
seniors. I really respect
Well, I
that.
think they're going to have to do a lot of education
And they're gonna
in
have,
order to get the people
Right,
in Littleton to
On board.
agree, because when you look at the
yes.
dollar amount that's going to be added to everybody's tax bill.
It's,
I'm not saying it's the right thing or the wrong thing, I'm just saying all the citizens that are paying taxes need to know what that
Right.
number is and what they're getting for that number and how it's going to help. You know, and it's the same thing as here. We talk about getting things out and letting people know what's going on in order to get accepted for what we're doing. And they're going to have to do a good job of that as well. And the selectmen and FinCom have to do a really good job of figuring out how,
and I think
make
they,
the budget work.
FinCom has been going bonkers.
I know,
Yeah.
FinCom's been going crazy about it.
but they also, you know, they're working on it. And-
They are
and
working on
And
it,
this
yeah.
is evidence, I think the fact that they had something for the seniors
But-
especially, that was evident of the fact that they are trying to.
Now, it's just the feasibility study that's
Right.
going on.
Yeah.
So.
It's a
they-
process.
Usually the feasibility studies with other things come back. and it has what it would cost to add on, what it would cost to renovate or build new. I don't know. I haven't heard one word because they report to PMBC every week. I have not heard one word about anything other than building new.
Well, they're not in compliance with the fact that they don't have a sprinkler system.
The building is, yeah, at that,
Now, one area that, when we first moved here, they had just opened that second wing, and I'm not sure which wing is which. And that's only 25 years, not even 25 years. So, you know,
but there's a lot, and the building is out of
Out of code.
code. Thank
yeah,
you.
because
That's
once
the
you
word
do
I wanted.
something, you have to,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it would be so costly to bring that building up to code.
but
Well, I
Russell Street was out of code, and look what they did to bring that building up to code and to renovate and add rooms. They did a phenomenal
Well,
job.
they need to get that information out, I think, you know,
Yes,
so
yes.
that's part of
I
the
was-
education
I
that
was-
has to
John and
happen,
I
so.
We're disappointed that there weren't more
People there.
seniors
Well, look at the
there.
hour of the day.
well, they,
Yeah, it was.
You know,
We
you gotta
dashed and
think
made
about
it. We were the last
people
two
that
to
work.
get in there.
yeah, and if
The
you're
man next
working,
door to me takes the train. He leaves the house at 6:30 in the morning. He doesn't get home till 7:30 at night, taking the train to
If the
work.
trains
He
run
works
well.
in Boston.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
when is he going to come? It would have to be something on a weekend.
Excuse me for a
For
minute.
example.
Sue wants
They-
to say something.
they did run tours before, because I went to one of the earlier tours. This one they put into their schedule after they did the presentation for at the breakfast or the
Right, yeah.
coffee.
It was in
But they
the-
ran the other ones at, in the evening, was available for anybody in town. They ran it on a Saturday afternoon, I think, for anybody in town. They've done 2 or 3 other tours.
They have done a
Yeah,
lot.
they have.
Yeah,
But
they
you
have.
had to register, and if you missed the registration on
Well,
the
yeah,
Saturday
yeah.
one,
Well, they're working on it, though, they have.
yeah,
done, you know,
they
so-
have to
Yeah.
get the
And they
word
have a
out.
deadline for presenting to the state,
Yeah, MSBA.
MS, so they've got to.
They,
Okay.
and they're very,
topic.
We are off topic.
Yeah.
We are, so,
Boards
but
too.
I think, yes, so we need to get back on topic.
I make a
Yes.
motion that we adjourn.
There we go, there we go.
I second.
All right, there we go. We have a motion to adjourn made by Anita and seconded by Jean. Do we have any other discussion before we take a vote about adjourning at a record time, 4:00?
Right on the dot.
I know. So, all right, all those in,
switch.
and all those in favor, let me get the vote in. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposing?
when you do this,
No, abstentions? No, unanimous vote?
I'll say if you.
We're adjourned, shut it off, Joe.